Hello, amazing people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are hearing the sound of my voice from at this time. Okay, still on the Ooni Of Ife's palace stories that are coming out. What we are hearing at this time is that it has been alleged that Ooni Of Ife's palace peace was reportedly threatened as Olori Ashley, yes, you heard me well, Olori Ashley allegedly cast aspersions on a Boebere rite ritual. I'm sure a lot of you must have been hearing of this ritual. We've been reporting about it in this channel and in some other social media outlets. Okay, and what we are hearing at this time is that during the announcement of the Ebo Ebere ritual rite ritual that was supposed to happen, we don't know how Olori actually got to hear about it, and just hearing about it alone, she started making all sort of trouble, right from far away UK. I'm sure a lot of you know that she's resident in UK, but that notwithstanding, the world is a global village right now. So she follows what goes on back home, and she makes her interventions here and there. Okay, so it is alleged that she made her calls, and she started throwing tantrums all over the place, and this happened during the Boeberi rite, which customarily is supposed to take place once. An Oni turns 50. Okay, so and it is just the customary thing to do, especially the Leife people. And you guys will recall that Ooni of Ife turned 50 not too long ago, and immediately he turned 50, the focus has been on when they will have that Ebo Ebere right. Okay, for the benefit of those who don't know about this, right? Even though we have extensively talked about it in some other stories, it is that right that is carried out. I mean, to by taking the footprints, of the first son. Is actually meant for the first son usually. Okay, and what happens is that they take the footprints of the first son and it is registered. And because of the historical importance of this rite, because at the end of the day, once that footprint is taken, it is now registered. And once it is registered, that automatically is an indication that that person, that child, might, the chances of becoming an Oni in future is almost 100% guaranteed. And the story was that even the present KBAC, when he was much younger, the story is that Paropo, that is his father, also, I mean, consummated this right, for him. So, so that was why there has been serious concerns when Oni was in his late 40s, without his son. I'm sure a lot of you understand that prior to when they gave birth to Tadenikawo, when Oni was possibly in his late 40s, there was much apprehension allegedly in Ileife, because of this right and because of the fact that they wanted a son, and to God be the glory, with Queen Naomi coming to the fray, they had, God bless them, with a Tadenikawo. And with the coming of Tadenikawo at that time came so much blessings, to the kingdom of Ileife. Right from that time, I mean, a lot of things started, I mean, moving, progressively for KBAC. And like they said, the rest is history because you guys are aware of, what happened thereafter, even up to now, more than myself, because I'm not the only follower for Ooni of Ife stories or Palace stories. I'm sure there are a lot of you here who are listening to the sound of my voice who are even more vast in the history of Oni of Ife's palace, and what happens in there. Okay, so after the apprehension, when the Kabiyesi was in his late 40s, like I said, God being so gracious to the couple, that is Kabiyesi and Queen Naomi, they had Tadenikawo. And usually the tradition is, it is when the Ooni of Ife turns 50. So immediately he turned that 50, they had been planning it. And we heard that an announcement was made, that will be done by December, but just by the side. I'm sure a lot of you remember that that when Tadenikawo was born, it was much celebrated all over Yoruba land, especially in Ile-Ife. And in fact, that the euphoria, the joy that greeted his birth, I mean, it's one of those beautiful things that has ever happened to the kingdom of Ile-Ife as it relates to Kabiyesi. Okay, and that is why those of you who were privileged to watch the videos, especially of when Tadenikawo was being received at the palace for the first time. In fact, I have never seen such a gathering in that palace like that greeted the coming of the welcoming of Tadenikawo. And that is why this is not to belittle the welcoming of all the other kids that have come before after him. But then, number one and number one, oh, first na first, Baba na Baba, okay? So I just said I should put this out there, okay? The fanfare that greeted that is coming, the celebration, I mean, everything was on another level, okay? So the event was announced to happen is by in December, and Tadenikawo is being prepared for it, okay? However, being a small child, it is alleged that they might go there. He might not go there physically, but the rites will take place through taking of his footprints. And usually, there is a certain age a child is supposed to get to before he can go there physically. But being that this guy just turned 4, so it is alleged that his footprints will be taken and it will be registered. So Olori actually is reportedly protesting against Tadenikawo doing this because, in our opinion, her son, who is a double prince, I don't want to go back and forth on this double prince claim, because you all witnessed how that claim landed her in a big, big mess with the Gise family and even Paropo at that time, because eventually she was made to apologize publicly to Queen Naomi and Tadenikawo because of the insensitivity of that remark at that time, even though she gave her reasons for saying that. Okay, so but where she's getting this assumption is questionable, because how can she say number 3 son? Don't forget, there's the son. There's a prince of Olori Toby in the equation here. So she's not even referring to that number 2, but she's saying her number 3 will take the place of number 1. Are we about to witness another infamous Supreme Court judgment here? Because I know it's only the Supreme Court of Nigeria that infamously gave that judgment, that made the number 3 person in a contest to become the governor of a state. I mean, those are the sort of things that do happen. So, are we going to have a repeat of that? I don't know. But has she not learned enough from her crown prince remark backlash? Yes, there was heavy backlash at that time. You recall that she created serious uproar last time, which got her sanctioned by the Gese ruling house. I said that before. She almost escaped banishment at the same time. But imagine someone who is not even the first wife. Olori actually, as you all know, is not the first wife. Is not even the second, not the third. If I'm not mistaken, I guess she's the last in the order of seniority. So whether she's the daughter of the soil or not, I don't see why her son, who is the third son in the equation, I mean, torpedo the peace, in the palace. Is this not delusional? I don't know. So this is what we heard, and We are told that this back and forth thing, she has been calling, she's been making contacts here and there, making all sort of noise, saying that this Ebere's ritual must not hold, that her crown prince ought to be ought to be the one, like, because that is what exactly she's trying to say. Okay, so now this is already creating tension in the palace, and I just hope and pray that, look, she's not allowed to have her way, because there's no way it is going to happen that a first will now become the third will now become the first. Who does that? Who does that? So this is a story that is coming at this time, and I'm really very angry about it. And I know a lot of you hearing this right now will be very, very angry as well. So, but I know I trust KBC, and I trust Gisi family, and I trust everyone that this will not allow to, but this will not be tolerated. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So I'm going to be back with some other stories, and I'm going to see you soon. God bless you. Bye bye.